Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Sturzdorf. Again, yes indeed, ladies and gentlemen, but worry not, this shall be a much more interesting fight, and actually something a bit different, which again is rather why I went for it. We shall be seeing Aljaz versus commentator Nogano, although under the guises of First In, Last Out, and Don't Stop. Aljaz fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 15th Armoured Division. Opposing him shall be, of course, Don't Stop of the 21st Panzer Division, fighting somewhere near the German border. The 21st Panzer Division being sort of left for the Lorraine-Alsace region to sort of really be as the only actual Panzer Division there. Otherwise, there were a few other Panzer Grenadier units, but that was about really it. And the 21st Panzer Division would find itself taking part in the greater Operation Nordwind. But note here, Don't Stop is actually starting out with 3 pioneers, whereas Aljaz is only starting out, or well, First In, Last Out is starting only with 2 engineers and 1 rifleman squad already on the way. And also note, he's in fact going straight for the munitions points. And of course, that could be one reason to actually go for so many pioneers, just like you go for many engineers early on. You want munitions early on, possibly for mining or flamethrowers. And again, note, next target, another munitions point. So again, he's clearly got something with munitions in mind. Of course, Aljaz is, or First In, Last Out, of course a bit problem again with all these Smurf names, which again, hopefully shan't be happening in coming videos too, with Steam accounts being used. Nonetheless, points are being secured. Munitions also being focused on, but probably not quite as much here as our friend Don't Stop is. Although, of course, he has the first infantry squad out. Conversely, though, we are now actually seeing some Volkskriegs arriving out there, the first units from the 21st Panzer Division. Did fight in Nordwind, a follow-up operation to Operation, the Battle of the Bulge. Herbstnebel, as it was actually called. Wacht am Rhein was basically just sort of the cover-up name for the whole preparation stage of it. Right from the army moving southwards, going to probably try and hit this point, of course the high fuel point, try to delay it, running straight into 2 pioneer squads, and he's not actually rushing in for the building. No, he's going to try to sort of force away the pioneers. Interesting enough, you're also seeing some minor engagements here, engineers getting stopped by the Volksgrenadiers. Pioneers finding themselves getting run off. Second unit out is another Volksgrenadier squad. More riflemen out for First In, Last Out. Also another unit that actually fought during the whole Nordwind, was a bit of a rarer unit. Actually a Gebirgsjäger division, more specifically an SS1, which I believe might not have been quite as much Gebirgsjägers as the actual ones. It was the Gebirgsjäger Nord, which I believe was the 7th of the SS divisions. Volksgrenadiers though line up to support each other. Nicely well done right there by Don't Stop. And also a unit that rather took part there as sort of a new thing on the western front was the Jagdtiger. Yes indeed, the Jagdtiger first saw action during Operation Nordwind. Overall the operation didn't do too well though, and was mainly basically sort of figured to sort of take advantage of any of the Americans sort of focusing up in the Ardennes and then sort of trying to strike elsewhere with the hopes of less reinforcements to deal with that. But pioneers moving in here, flamethrowers being equipped for Aljaz's troops are First In, Last Out. More pioneers retreating. This area is being secure, and we are seeing that Mr. First In, Last Out is in fact focusing up his forces there as well. Excellent, nice, lovely. Pioneers moving in there, and we are seeing mines going down there. And more mines actually going off, so already he's going pretty heavy on the mines initially. Good move. Of course, mines can really make a difference, but of course also note, same thing for First In, Last Out. Both players are having fun with their mines, which of course is good. Nice to see. Definitely makes things trickier for both players. And the pioneers now a sniper out, no MG42, but a sniper out as the 3rd unit to try to drain the Americans slightly more long range. And more mines going down right there. And there, quite heavy on the mines, also on the road right there. And we are seeing that First In, Last Out is pushing up, trying to hook about, perhaps even try to hit them in the flank, in the retreat path, which is not a bad idea. The riflemen are already bashed out, and of course the sniper is not helping. It's a German Scharfschütze, and there we go, pushing in from the rear. with no flamethrowers. One rifle squad moving in, but hitting a mine. Yes, indeed. One man down, the rest heavily wounded. In fact, this quickly turned sour for Firstinlastout and the 15th Armoured. They had not anticipated this much resistance. Rather than forced retreat, and they are taking quite a bashing. Okay, in fact, go down entirely. That would be oh dear, some nasty losses right there. Firstinlastout got a bit too greedy, and he got punished by the men of the 21st Panzer Division. A division steeped with much history, having fought in North Africa and in Normandy, and considered one of Rommel's divisions, I suppose. Points that are being secured over here. Again, now an MG42 to shore that up. Sniper quickly moving about, and again, the mines also probably serve the purpose of actually ensuring that the sniper can move about safely without having to worry much about units moving in, but of course also just keeping this, let's just call it a communication route, basically for moving about and keeping it American free, because any stage where the American can enter, mined. So very nice mining right there, of course, with a greater purpose, and definitely going to make it much difficult for Algiers to sort of push through and into here. Certainly without taking a lot of losses. We are seeing two MG42s, so heavy start, whereas we are seeing Firstinlastout quickly pushing towards an armoured car, and the hopes, of course, turning things about after the losses he suffered. Rifleman trying to flank up out, but they do get discovered. Volkskriegs quickly moving out, and again, note he's keeping them together again. That's how Volkskriegs work the best. Rifleman taking up position in the factory right there. Rifleman pushing in there. The sniper now finding himself a bit exposed, and the Volkskriegs now pulling back, but now they're themselves target, unable to shoot over their backs, sort of. And there we go, one squad pushed away. They are pulling back behind the mine, although there's of course a mine there, and so far, I mean, I believe Nogano actually saw that, or don't stop. And he's in fact not quite moving over there, because again he doesn't fancy running into a mine himself. But again, lots of mining from both players, and we are already seeing the first mine sweep out. That is good. Well, the MG42 is stopping this engineer movement. Armoured car on the way, and no Kriegberg so far for Dontstop. Nothing that could actually point in that direction. There we go, one Pioneer squad gone. In fact, he might have lost one earlier. I can only see two squads of Pioneers. Would definitely indicate one was lost. Tragically, they died as heroes of the fatherland, though. Flamethrower engineers moving up, trying to outflank that MG42's minesweep engineers moving in as well, trying to keep up the pressure. Armoured car up. Armoured skirts on the way. Kriegbergs on the way. And there we go, the MG42 is getting attacked. Engineers managed to get behind it, and there we go. We are seeing Nagano's MG42 pushed away, thus opening up the western part. And of course the armoured cars rising in, but there's a slight problem for it. All those mines really could easily render it a target for an anti-tank gun or a Panzer Faust. So definitely something to be worried about if you're an American. Sniper comes up, gets another kill. One of them more, I suppose, balanced, but also rather heavy, and the tier 1 again, the sort of thing that might leave you a bit vulnerable to an armoured car. On the other hand, of course, if you can't get it to work off, it works nicely. And another unit down, I believe. Oh, Pioneer squad lost. Dave is down. How horrific, except of course I don't know Dave. But a quick counter-attack here. Sniper MG, Volksgrenadier squad. Now he's actually spreading them out a bit, although he's keeping them close to the MG42s, thus leaving them not completely helpless. Harassment again, trying to deny fuel and munitions to the Wehrmacht. Greyhound playing cautiously. He might be a bit worried about a pack already, or something else, perhaps mines. Definitely not a wrong assumption to make. That of course might be something like that. Trier sent up to go help the troops in the longer run. Sniper comes up, gets another kill. No counter sniper so far from the Americans. No attempt at really dealing with that more directly. Armoured car moving about. More mines. Lots more mines. Trying to get that fuel point, but it's going to be a rather risky venture as the sniper keeps picking away at those riflemen. But again, he's hoping to, of course, deny fuel to the Germans. And that's, of course, slow down their taking, their veterancy, everything, in fact. The Wehrmacht is very much dependent on fuel. and without it you can have a much easier time if you know what you're doing. Another rifleman squad on the way to increase the infantry pressure, and let's go have a look at the Germans. Also, medic station might be an idea, or a medic bunker for that sake for the Germans. But the pack is ready. Grenadiers on the way, and some support veterans out as the first thing he wants. Veterans before MG42s. Minesweepers trying to clear the mines, but they are getting shot at, and will be easier targets while doing so. Flamethrowers pushing up here, and the engineers get sniped. There's also a mine close by. In fact, 2 mines right there. Excellent combination. Volsker's getting pushed away. Veterans who won already, though. So, in fact, he's managed, well, veterans who won for pretty much all of his units except the pack already. Plus the Grenadier squad, that's going a bit more infantry. Push up by the riflemen through the center. LGS, though, needs something to really regain the balance. He needs to be careful. Mines. Oh, wait, that one actually got cleared up by the minesweepers. That is something. Again, he knows he has to be careful with his armored car again. If that gets disabled by a mine, he is in trouble because he might not be able to rescue it with some engineers. Setting up for a larger assault here. MG42 trying to cover every imaginable point. More Grenadiers still moving in, and the sniper, of course, and mine. 2 dead, 1 already won to the sniper though. Rifleman hitting another mine. Again, the mines are doing wonders for the Germans. The pack has revealed itself. Armor car very close to getting knocked out. And the Browning automatic is out, and in fact he did not really manage to sort of time it so it would sort of pop when the German player was not ready for it. Instead he's actually sort of already shown it without getting much forward, which could definitely be to the advantage of the Wehrmacht. And the 21st Riflemen just getting murdered. Although we do see Grenadiers actually retreating in the face of the Greyhound. And the Greyhound pushing in again. Engineers leading the way. Greyhound has to be careful. Careful. And we are seeing artillery. He's gone infantry. The Firstinlastout has gone for the artillery. Pack taking a hit. Greyhound, though, awfully close to the mine. If it backs... No! Oh dear, another Grenadier squad out, but at the same time he just had to move a bit back and hit the mine. Tragic, and of course that's going to be munitions that the Germans can salvage in the name of the Reich. MG42 still holding up here in the woods, waiting for any Americans to move in and guns them down. At the same time, not really going to stop any movements there. Pioneers hit the mine themselves, could in fact go down with a single shot. Of course, question is, how will Mr. Firstinlastout respond? How shall the 15th Armoured handle this threat of mines? And there we go, salvaging munitions from the armoured car. Riflemen getting stopped here by the 2 Grenadier squads. Riflemen swiftly retreating, not wanting anything of that. Another push up here, but there's another MG42 and some Volksgrenadiers. This is definitely not good for the riflemen, and they are definitely outgunned, even with engineer support. Mine going off again, and no, that was the MG42, never mind. Could be here later, another mine. And we are seeing the assault phase underway. Infantry Veterans 2. Full command point is floating a bit there, not what we like. Or at least I don't like. But whatever floats people's boats. I've note taking some nasty damage. And there are no mines to really stop here. Grenadiers advancing up through the central ramp. Some Volksgunners holding off against any pushes here, although the riflemen now gathering up for a larger assault with some minesweeper support again. Al just knows he needs to actually cooperate with the minesweepers, otherwise he could easily find any of his pushes stopped immediately by a mine. Riflemen holding up here as the Grenadiers are moving in. Sniper joining in. The riflemen here will not hold up long in the barrel factory. Volksgunners here behind a fence, not really the best position to hide in. Flamethrowers adding in, and there we go, retreat from the Volksgunners. Armored car moving in. Armored skirts up, and there's nothing the Grenadiers can do about that. In fact, an interesting thing, of course, what would happen if he was actually to lay down a Greyhound mine somewhere. I mean, that could do a lot of damage. In fact, we are seeing a complete collapse on the eastern flank, thus ensuring that the Americans will be gaining most of the map right away. Excellently pushed right there. Not going to be charging into this much more open area where it is much easier for an MG42 to cover things, and of course throwing some mines. Whereas here there's a lot more things that actually block the lines of fire of an MG42, thus making it easier to get flanked. That of course is the sort of riskier thing again, sort of easier to hold, but not so many resources as this one, which is somewhat harder to hold in respect, depending on who you are. Pack 38 up again, he needs something a bit more serious to dealing with the pack. He's not spending munitions on any infantry upgrades, only on mines. It would very much look like. Not even a single minesweeper, which again could be something that Firstinlastout could benefit greatly from. I mean, one well-placed Greyhound mine could do... Oh, MG42! Heavy damage right there, forced away. 50 caliber doing a lot. But again, one Greyhound mine, strategically placed, or tactically, whatever you call it, could be of huge advantage to the Americans. And again, since that, you know, the Germans are sort of focusing up their troops. I mean, 2 squads hitting 1. Lot of damage. He must have seen the pack, so why on earth is he moving in? And the Greyhound hits a mine! Oh dear. Aljas was not strong enough with the minesweeper, and he lost another armoured car. Oh dear, and he didn't even have time to lay down a Greyhound mine. Meanwhile, the Germans are pushing up in the west. 21st Panzer Division fighting hard. And sorry for this quick shifting up, but again, that sort of reflects how things can be rather difficult to keep an eye on during a fight. I mean, it is actually important to sort of develop a skill to sort of quickly shift about at times, to sort of react to different things. So again, to those complaining about your camera angles, well, it's more to sort of reflect how I in fact also react to a game, you know, quickly shifting about to try and keep an eye on everything. Because you can't really afford not to pay attention. Grenadiers going to up rifle and take a bit of damage. Although we're actually seeing some mines up there from the Americans. Though again, I think he could do with a lot more, and he's actually being pretty... Well, he's not actually getting off a lot of mines, which I do think... Oh my goodness, there's so many mines here! Absolutely insane! But I mean, excellent, excellent. I mean, also shows the power of mines if handled properly. And again, he's not spent munitions on anything else but mines. And just look at them going off and doing a lot of damage to his opponent. So definitely a very good sort of, you know, demonstration of the power of mines. And finally, he's actually using munitions of something else. He's actually getting a minesweeper. He's not salvaged that one yet, though. And we are seeing a tank depot up for Aljas, or Firstinlastout. He needs something a bit heavier to break through. A German would certainly also help against all that infantry. Again, I do think it was a shame he didn't manage to really get off a Greyhound mine. I think, again, that would have helped him a lot if well placed. Well, again, with a minesweeper, he could also have been wasted. So there's certainly also that. Looks like he's lining up here for an assault. He might be, of course, be trying to sort of creep up through behind the buildings. I mean, that is, in fact, a possible route some players like to use. And that's, of course, also allowed to spread out and, of course, avoid any MGs sort of covering. And there we go, the MG42 set up to cover that. But again, if you arrive from behind the buildings, at least somewhat, it won't be quite able to react there. And there we go, another push up through the center. Sniper, though, opens up. Grenades getting pushed away. Veterans, two much easier targets of flamethrowers. In fact, Grenade, though, sends the entire force running away. Rifle getting stopped by an MG42. Very close, he might have succeeded. He perhaps should have sent more forces up behind the factories. Rifle squad, though, taking up in there, at least trying to deny the fuel point being captured. BR's opening up the Pioneers on the Volksgrenadiers. Aljas, though, again having a bit of problems, so he's still doing quite nicely. He's definitely not out of the game overall. I mean, except that early loss of a rifleman squad, which was quite unfortunate. I mean, he's actually doing pretty well. I mean, unit preservation, well, also those 2 Greyhounds. Never mind. He might not be doing that well. He's still got the 4 infantry squad, but again, he's actually suffered quite a bit. So, silly me. Very silly. And some Pioneers. Of course, perhaps seeing some more mines. That would be an excellent choice. Lots of engineers. He's actually got an awful lot of engineers, that Aljas. That first and last out. I think he might have gotten a bit too many, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, it just seems a bit over the top to go for 4 engineer squads all of a sudden. You could perhaps have benefited from a medic station, or perhaps, you know, like, say, a sniper to help deal with German sniper. And we are in fact seeing the Panzer Depot command up. Not a Panzer Depot, but a command. And we are seeing a Panzer IV on the way, the Panzerkampfwagen 4, backbone of the German Panzerwaffe. Mine goes off somewhere. Flamethrower engineer setting. Oh my goodness, this is just. Oh my bloody hell! That was just a grenadier squad which vanished. He might lose another one. Absolutely huge. I don't ever think I've seen it like a flamethrower assault do that much damage. Bit unfortunate there with one of the graphic mistakes that seem to be happening. But we'll go with the flow. Happens from time to time, I fear. No, not sure why. MG42 they'll run off. Volkswagen's a bit under fire here from the rifle, but still, nice push with the flamethrowers. Again, absolutely devastating damage there. Completely combusting a grenadier squad and even threatening to kill another one off entirely. But we are seeing a counterattack being initiated right there. The Panzer IV moving in. Blasting through the Opel Blitzers. And Aljas pushing up down the right flank. No garnishment. And we are seeing a Sherman in return. The M4 Sherman. No, it's a crocodile. Why on earth would he go for a crocodile? He must have thought there was no chance of, like, armor. How weird.
Objective secure. Not defending.
How very weird.
Enemy unit down.
And looks like some poor bastards of Pioneers got absolutely murdered by that one. Pioneers finally salvaging, but definitely a mistake in getting that crocodile. I think had he had a Sherman, he might have stood a much better chance right there, rather than holding up there, keeping some German troops away. Again, going for the fuel point, harassing. Grenadiers arriving, some freshly trained, I imagine. And the sniper getting off some good shots at the rifleman in the building. Crocodile not managing so much. And the rifleman will run off again, though again trying to perhaps secure the fuel point, at least to deny it to the Germans, at least temporarily. And now we are seeing a push in by the crocodile against the MG42 rifleman pushed away. The sniper Panzer IV combination was too much. Anti-tank gun moving up again. I think a regular Sherman might do a bit better, might be a bit more mobile, and a lot less likely to get blasted apart by a sniper with the crew anyways. And now the Grenadiers just stand about doing nothing, apparently forgotten by Nagano. Panzer IV moves in, continues in, squishing engineers, and he's got a ton of flamethrowers if you look at it. I mean, again, sorry about that slight glitching there graphically.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off, losing ground out there.
Sometimes company views does that for some reason, and today it decided to do it in a sneaky way, so I didn't notice it in time. Anyways, we are seeing a second Panzer IV out. No veterans yet, though. And there we go. In fact, just about to say there was no veterans, of course. The German player proves me wrong by getting it immediately. Right after. Bastard. Volkswagen still getting pushed back. Say, are too many. But we are seeing the Grenadiers quickly pulling. Oh, that was actually more Volksgrenadiers, so I was looking at the wrong way. The Grenadiers are just continuing over here. Perhaps an LMG might help, but then again, that would mean that not enough munitions for mines. The Panzer IVs, of course, could push in. Tank destroyer ready now. Snipers still continue to do their sniper business. And the might of the Panzer IVs could prove too much for these Americans. Anti-tank, and they're pushing up. Tank destroyer rolling in. Moving up on the right flank. There's nothing much to stop them there. Most of the mines, in fact, going is rather looking like that. No, the German players no longer replenishing. And the flamethrower crocodile since evades the Grenadiers. And oh, he needs a supply and upgrade. He's getting one. Good. But otherwise, I mean, he's draining our manpower right there. And what is going on here? Just some reinforcement, it looks like. Another mine goes off. Can't say that the German player's not thorough when it comes to his mining. MG42 quickly sets up. Could they get the rifle on the retreat? They do have veterans one, which gives them an accuracy bonus. Nope, the riflemen do make it out of there. And looks like Nagano is preparing for one hell of an assault. Sniper, MG, Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers. Definitely a good one. Tank destroyer though gets off a nice hit. Anti-tank are not in a position to quite get off some shots. Tank destroyer moving. Anti-tanker needs to move up quickly. Panzer Force getting off some good shots. Artillery getting called in. Perhaps not the best position. Perhaps he should endeavour to try and get some off-map combat groups as soon as possible. More hits on the Panzer Force. Tank destroyer getting repaired. Another force moving in. Oh, someone actually went down there. I believe that was an MG gunner. Crocodile pushing in. Mine goes off. And he could in fact try and get the Pioneers repairing. Another push there. I mean, there's definitely some good activity. I mean, they're constantly pushing on all sides, trying to find a weak spot, flanking, counter-flanking, and so on. Lots of aggression from both of them. They're not really sitting back, sort of waiting for much long.
We're losing ground out there.
He needs more armor, more tank destroyers, something in the kind that could really deal. Tank destroyer moving in. Not really going to help much against the Grenadiers. The flame for a Crocodile would have been better. They're trying to burn away the MG crew in cover, and there we go. Toast. Tank destroyer not moving up. The anti-tank gun not moving up too much. Might be worried about a sniper, and he's in fact right there. And there we go. Gets the crew. Anti-tank gun though fires away. Perhaps at the Panzer IV, perhaps a sniper. And there we go. Anti-tank gun decrewed. Crocodile needs to get out of there. And oh, I thought briefly they were veterans too. No, sniper down. That was a bit of a blow there to the Germans. Crocodile needs to get away before that becomes a blow to the Americans. And in fact, now it looks like the Grenadiers are caught inside the barrel factory. Wishing there was whiskey in them, I imagine, or beer. Instead, there is nothing but sadness and despair. But the Panzer IVs are quick to intervene. Already with 15 kills altogether. They can do quite alright. They do have splash damage like the Austrians, and of course can also deal with allied armor. So there we go, just tearing through these riflemen.
We have heavy infantry.
Allowing the Grenadiers to escape their imprisonment in the barrel factory. Footguns moving up. No further armor on the way. Rangers could be called in, but I suspect he might not be trying for that. Anti-tank gun has been recruited. And again, a desperate fight to at least ensure that the fuel point does not fall into the Germans' hands at the very least.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
And we are seeing a move in towards these. Mines groups are part of it. Mines going off. And we are in fact seeing two snipers out now for Dontstop. Crocodile moving in. Ooh, burning some Volksgrenadiers. Quickly running them off.
We're down to 200
Engineers
points.
sent away. That was a bit of a quick response. And veteran 22 for the Panzer Force.
Engineers, back in the fight. What are my coordinates?
Point secured. Troops reinforcing. Veteran 22 on the way. That is always supply and upgrade number 2 on the way. That is good. Panzer Force slightly damaged. No repair bunker. Things have sort of evened out, with some losses left and right to the Germans. Of course, the two snipers are proving themselves to be quite the issue. Of course, the question becomes... Oh, artillery going in right there. Snipers quickly send away, but there's nothing to really sort of push in. Gunner killed on one Panzer IV. Panzers quickly pulled back. Anti-tank, in fact, nearby as well, so any sort of direct push could prove to be very painful to the Americans. Riflemen find themselves run off. Mind you, the Crocodile was actually what the British call their flamethrower tanks. The Americans actually refer to this as the Zippo, after the Zippo lighter, which was sort of what the British ironically referred to the regular Sherman too, but not the Zippo, but the Ronson, which was also sort of term of one-use lighters, because they thought it caught on fire pretty damn quick. And of course, the Germans referred to it as the Tommy Cooker.
Observation posts report we are losing a sector.
Volkswagen is posting up. Pack moving up. Flamethrowers moving up from the rear. Getting a few kills and not really having much success. Tank destroyer run off. Still no armor. Grenadier catches on fire though. And there we go, the Panzerkampfwagenfear moves in. Crocodile taking a nasty amount of damage in the process. The two snipers also patrolling nearby. Wait, did he lose one again?
Territory from us.
Can't seem to find them all. In fact, let's go look at Dontstop. No, they're both there. And he's now gone for terror. He's got a King Tiger waiting for him. Anti-tank and once more cleared out. Shall he push with the Panzer Force? Make a charge for the throat of the Americans? Apparently not. And meanwhile, Rifleman moving up through the center, hoping to outflank all of this. And Propaganda War stops. Oh my goodness, he's got a ton of munitions! Bloody hell. He could easily upgrade his Grenadiers with Panzer X and an LMG, and King Tiger can be called in now, if he was so to desire. Getting veteran to the support units as well. It looks like he might be waiting with the King Tiger to more better time. And there we go. The Panzer IV on the move. Anti-tank and once more recruit again. Sort of lack of anti-tank assets or armor himself is a bit disconcerting. Not sure what's going on in Firstinlastout. Mind. And the Germans are finally securing this point. Perhaps permanently, perhaps less. And there we go. A Sherman finally arrives. Now, of course, it would be a bit better in this case than if it was upgunned to sort of have a better chance of penetrating the frontal armor of the Panzer IV, thus giving it the full edge. As otherwise, in fact, it's pretty close. And this tank destroyer is in definitely need of repairs. There we go. The anti-tank gets a nice hit on the rear of the Panzer IV. Another hit, almost down to half health. Tank destroyer getting swiftly repaired. And he is finding themselves being run off by a Crocodile and a lot of riflemen. And there we go. And veterans free up for his infantry and for his armor now, giving them armored skirts. Great against sticky bombs, against armor and anti-tank guns, less so. Rather than getting sniped, Crocodile moving in from the flank. Couldn't in fact get the snipers though. Panzer IV taking nasty damage. We are seeing an armored push up here. Could be seeing artillery going in on the pack at the same time. Grenadiers, Volkswagen's getting torn through. Flamethrowers just charging in. MG getting outflanked. Crocodile also risking a bit there. Artillery going in on the Panzer IVs. I think that might be a bit of a bad move. And the tank just actually moves in front of the pack. Flamethrowers are trying to burn it out. Waste of artillery though. Definitely a waste. If you should have called it in, it should have been on the pack, I think. The MG followed through next to it. Of course, now he could recruit. Marvin moving in from the rear. Could get off a sticky bomb. Tank destroyer gone, and there we go. Sticky bomb on the Panzer IV, and no, does very little damage. That is the miracle of the armored skirts. Pack decrewed. King Tiger arrives. Panzer IV down. Sherman rushing away, not quite there to take that on, and the anti-tank has in fact been left far behind. After moving in, might try to get off a sticky bomb or recruit the anti-tank gun. Who knows? 2 repair bunkers up. There we go. Sticky bomb. Panzer IV moving in. Damaged engine. Rifleman retreating. No MG42 or pack recruit. Crocodile moving in, perhaps to try and deal with the Pioneers repairing. Propaganda war. Oh dear, this is a quick reversal for the 15th Armoured as the 21st makes a good push in this, being reported by the King Tiger. Sherman needs to get away, I think. And this Crocodile won't last much longer if it insists on driving in front of the German Panzer forces. Damaged engine, will it make it behind the house? Will it make it into safety? Relatively speaking, of course. Oh, he's crushing the Grenadiers, he's burning. Oh, Veterancy 2 even. That was almost an entire Grenadier squad killed. Not sure what Veterancy 2 actually does. I believe it's actually a cooldown decrease, so it can fire even more fire. Now the tanks arrives, another rear hit. M10 moves in, could get the Panzer 4. And there we go, the King Tiger though finishes off the job with this high velocity gun. Anti-tank and blasting away. He needs more tank destroyers against the King Tiger. Volksgrenadiers moving in to try and deal with the flank. There's a Sherman in the way. King Tiger almost down to half health, but it's blocking the way, so the M10, he can't quite get off the amount of maneuver it needs. It could risk getting knocked out. There we go. Wolverine blasted to bits. Volksgrenadiers getting burned alive. They're getting cooked. I mean, again, that's absolutely insane what he can do with so many flamethrowers. Ooh, he could recruit the MG42 and the pack now. Turn against the Germans. Interesting enough, the snipers are now actually creeping up. Never mind. He needs to keep pushing though with the anti-tank guns. He could do some damage. Sherman moving in. If only he had some artillery right there, I think that could do the trick. Rather than getting sniped, MG pulling away. Propaganda wall right there, setting up to cover any advance from here. Nice move, though he's actually moving all his forces up on the right part. Good reaction. Sherman getting away, Pat getting away. He's again worried about the snipers because again he doesn't really have anything that can deal with them, which is a bit unfortunate. Another tank destroyer out. More troops reinforcing back at base. The west is pretty much open except the mines and the MG42. If Algiers was to land one good blow there with, I think, the Sherman or the Crocodile early on, could have done the trick again. He would force the German player, aka the 21st, aka Nagano, trying to sort of try and hold much more terrain with a lot fewer forces. But there we go, tank destroyer moving in, hitting the flank of the MG, seeing that away. Thus somewhat opening things up, though again there are mines to be worried about. Rather than getting sniped.
We have 300 points left.
There we go, Rifleman on the run. Counter-attack though with the German. The Volksgrenadiers are now found themselves equipped exclusively with the MP40.
Ready, Grenadiers.
And he's got a ton of munitions. He's now calling in, can now call in firestorms as well. Again, an LMG or some punch might do the trick. And oh, mine hit for the tank destroyer. Less than good, less than good. MG42 rifle. Oh, another mine goes off. He was actually mining the cover again. Very devious. So when the opponent actually moved up to sort of secure what was heavy cover there, the mine would go off, do some damage, kill some men, and of course deny the heavy cover to the opponent. Very devious right there by the German player.
We are losing territory.
Sherman moves up again. The King Tiger is going to repair. Even the Panzer 4 was repaired. That was again a bit tragic right there, I think, for first in, last out. If he'd been able to get the King Tiger right there, that would definitely have been a huge loss to the Germans.
We are losing ground. Our supply lines
Still no weapon support, and so again he's not going to go for the counter-sniper solution.
Attention.
More troops getting sniped, in this case engineers. MG stopping the riflemen nicely. Trying to get that repair bunker. And there we go, the riflemen see themselves run off as another counter-attack goes in by the Volksgrenadiers. On the right flank, and they are supported by the snipers, will prove to be a problem. Now the tanks are moving in as well. Death and destruction abound. The tank destroyer now finding himself faced with a Panzer 4 and of course the mighty King Tiger. Artillery getting called in again, trying to get the King Tiger and perhaps the snipers. And again, I do think Algiers is being a bit Let's try that again. I do think he's being a bit reckless with his artillery usage, trying to hit moving targets, which is not really what he does best. And let's see if we can't get some stability for once. There we go. Sometimes just flaps acts up like this, for heaven's sake. And there we go, stability again. Bit problematic though from time to time, but there you go. King Tiger though suffering heavily from the punishment of the anti-tank guns, the PaK and the AT-1. Although so far not much luck in actually penetrating the very thick frontal armor. Sherman tries to outflank and oh, get the repair bunker. Will they be able to get the Panzer IV? And of course, if they were upgunned, they would have an even larger advantage. But no, apparently not. Crashing into the house, though, decreasing speed. Snipers moving up, getting some kills. 17 at 11. Grenadiers moving up with a Panzer attack. This German is in definite trouble. King Tiger shifting, though, exposing the rear to the anti-tank guns. Looks like the Germans will escape. Sevras of the Panzerkampfwagen 4, which did see fighting to the end. Getting more and more altered. In fact, the last variant actually had some downgrades. It lost the sort of electrical motor for its turbo, meaning it turned a lot slower. It, for some reason, actually needed a larger fuel tank because, yes, the Germans had a lot of fuel by then. And the armored skirts were replaced with mesh skirts to sort of, apparently they thought they were better and, of course, used less steel. A firestorm moves in, saving the victory point. Rather low on victory points, in fact, for first in, last out. Snipers moving up. Oh, and risky business right there. Got one. Poor sniper killed. Will the Germans be able to get the other one? Sherman's rolling in, still unupgraded, and apparently he's still got the tank destroyer, but that's not really seeing much action either. Oh wait, there it is. Immobilized Sherman though. Again, another mine. The dread of the 15th Armoured Division's forces. The ever vicious mine. Another damaged engine, another Sherman though. King Tiger moves in. This one is definitely gone forever. Another Sherman bit the dust. Those mines are absolutely vicious. They are really doing a lot. They're limiting the maneuver room for the Americans, and of course that is one of the most important things about the mines. They make it much more difficult for the opponents to maneuver. And the thing is, of course, he could have upgraded them with mine flails, which would actually help him sort of carve a path for any minefield, but that's not happening. Artillery getting called in on the Pioneer, Sniper and the Panzer IV. Retreats, and a Pioneer squad went down. Gunner killed on the Panzer IV. Looks like though it otherwise gets away. Could set off the mine and do some damage to the King Tiger, and there we go. Damaged engine. At the same time, two Grenadier squads arrive in, sneak in behind the lines, and they do some nasty damage to the Germans' flamethrower engineers. So charging in, burning the Grenadiers alive. We could see another Grenadier squad vanishing in seconds. And there we go, Engineer squad down. Sherman though very close to death. Veteran G2 in fact out of control. Oh, the inhumanity tank destroyer not really doing much against the tanks, leaving the Shermans to deal with the tanks, which is not really how American armored doctrine went. Riflemen though getting gunned down, getting sniped down, getting blasted down, getting basically murdered out in the open. Off-map combat groups could find themselves called in anytime soon. And we could be seeing the other repair bunker down. I mean, definitely some fighting back and forth here. The Germans are suffering, but so is the Americans, and they might just be suffering a bit more. Points here are being resecured. The American is, in fact, holding all three victory points. So a quick push by the Volksgrenadiers resecures one. Snipers up, and they are veterancy free, increasing their rate of fire by 40%. And there we go, the second repair bunker is gone. Sherman moves in front of the King Tiger. That was perhaps the less of a clever idea. Tank destroyer might be hoping to crush those snipers. And there we go, snipers revealing themselves. Can't quite hit though. Volksgrenadiers suffering greatly to the high explosive rounds of the Sherman. Sherman needs to get away. And now we are seeing another Sherman. He's quite keen of those Shermans all of a sudden. Only a few tank destroyers, but a bunch of Shermans, which is not necessarily a bad idea. I do think he needs to upgun them to at least give them a better chance against the Panzer IV and also against the King Tiger, the Königstiger. That Panzer IV, though, is getting a bit bold, moving in on his own. with no infantry support whatsoever from the German infantry of the 21st. King Tiger in repair once more. Snipers keep sniping, keep killing. So Yankees,
Front shift.
3 and 15. More on the way from the Krieg bags, and there we go, rifle on the run. Fuel point secured. Sherman rolls in, trying to get some Volksgrenadiers. More mines. And there we go, Volksgrenadiers on the run, 1 man down. King Tiger gets off some shots on the tank destroyer. Wonder what happened to the other anti-tank, and I think that must have been wrecked. And the Grenadier support. Ooh, dual Panzer X. Panzer IV. Pack firing away though in return. MG42 also lined up. And there we go, the Grenadiers quickly find themselves suppressed. One thing to note about Grenadiers, veterans, two, they become easier to suppress. And in return we do see a sniper opening up. The misses. Sherman moves in. Still no upgun though. Second Sherman moves in. Tank destroyer's also there. They could get the Panzer IV if they actually decided to push really hard. And there we go. They are moving in. The King Tiger cannot respond quite yet. It is simply too slow. And there we go. Damaged engine fixed. But the Panzer IV is simply getting surrounded. And there we go. The Panzer IV is lost. So there's a pack firing in return. Tanks are trying to get away on this cratered landscape, and that's in fact a slight problem that Firstinlastout has created for himself with all the artillery he used. Because, I mean, it actually makes it a bit more difficult for the armor to move about. And also makes it a bit of a bumpy ride, but that has no gameplay effect, I imagine. Still lots of engineers to repair, at least that's something. Another Sherman on the way. He definitely loves his Germans, but not enough to upgrade them with, say, a better gun, or perhaps some smoke, so they, in that case, when of course they need to escape, or there's something they don't want to go, can pop a smoke cover and then get away. Artillery getting called in on the pack, or perhaps on the retreat path of it, or perhaps on the snipers. And there we go, the pack crew got blasted into gooey bits. Heinz Helmut, make a nice jam if you're a cannibal. And another bunker. He's going up for 2 bunkers, probably going to be repair bunkers. He's definitely not bothered with medic bunkers before, so he's probably not going to bother with it now. MG behind the wreck of a Sherman. Next Sherman almost ready. Rather than caught in the sights of the King Tiger. And the riflemen actually keep fighting as the Volksgrenadiers hit the other flank of them. This is definitely looking less good. Pack opening up on the flank. Will the American armor push in? And will there be an upgun? Yes, indeed, upgun on the way. King Tiger exposed. This could perhaps be the... So rolling into town while the Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers moving out on the eastern flank, trying to catch one rifle squad on their own. And in fact, out of the span of attention for the American player, but he does not fall for that. He does retreat. Sherman moving in. Oh, taking heavy hits from the pack and snipers moving in, getting what? The American pack. Definitely unfortunate. And what is he doing? Anti-tank, and they're getting flanked. He needs to pull in the other Shermans, though. He needs to attack at once. Focus all forces on the King Tiger if he wants a chance, but no, he's splitting them up. He's splitting them up. Oh, then there's another pack on the way. These two are definitely in a bad condition. What are you doing? What are you doing, Firstinlastout? And there we go. Sherman knocked out by packs. And Panzer Rex. Oh dear, what an otherwise good chance. Absolutely wasted right there, I think, by the American player. He should have basically just focused them down. He could have easily cleared out the pack with its slow health. Moved in from the one side, one from the other. Called in some artillery if need be, and then he could have simply focused it down, in particular with a pack right there also firing. He could have had 5 guns firing at King Tiger. It would not have stood a chance. And that could probably have been GG for the German player. Instead, he did the last thing he actually needed to do. Or should do, was he decided to split up his tanks and move them in. And basically got them knocked out in short order thanks to that. I mean, he pretty much sabotaged himself right there, I think. And probably cost himself the game right there.
What are my coordinates?
Bit of a shame, I would say. In particular when he, again, if that King Tiger had gone down, possibly even with that pack there as well, that could have been game over for the Germans. I mean, they'd been down to a few infantry units and some packs and snipers, but again, if he just would chain enough armor after that battle, it would not really have meant a lot. So moving back to first in, last out. 3 snipers now. That's a bit excessive, but at this stage doesn't really matter much. A bit of artillery there, but again I think that's a bit of a wasted, futile effort. Rifleman holding up there, getting sniped out. Sherman moves in. But with all that armor lost, he is pretty much doomed anyway. Since he basically, I mean, he also lost the tank destroyer on the retreat. I mean, he went from having 3 Shermans and a tank destroyer to having only 1 Sherman. I mean, that's... He's building a howitzer there. Peculiar. Again, I don't really think he's playing much seriously anymore. King Tiger moves in, although, I mean, close to the victory points as well. So, I mean, even in the event that he'd gotten the King Tiger himself suffered gravely, I mean, he might still have been able to go for the victory point at the very least. But again, it is simply too late. Rather than getting sniped.
Forward supply lines are broken.
And of course, with an armor house and at least a bit more armor and a King Tiger gone again, he could basically clear out all the packs. But that is pretty much all academic now. The game is over. The 15th Armored got trounced brutally in the minefield. Though Algiers doesn't seem to have fully given up, he's still pushing in. Rather than not getting absolutely murdered by those 3 snipers. Bit more artillery. And he pretty much divines that the target is going to be his snipers. Flamethrowers moving in there, trying to protect that victory point. King Tiger can't deal with all those, he needs at least not right away. Mine goes off. Volksgunners rush in, Sherman rushes in after the Volksgrenadiers, trying to secure that victory point. And the King Tiger takes a big hit and gets Panzer Fausted. And there we go, another Sherman bites the dust. Packs moving up. 3 packs now, by the way. Let's just speed this up before something goes completely nuts. A propaganda war. And well played right there from first in, last out. Thank you. Here goes from the German player. And there we go. Game over. I mean, I think the major problem for the American player was essentially that he wasn't really reacting fully to the armored threat and was a bit too slow in actually perhaps, getting either some Shermans up guns or enough tank destroyers and basically keep throwing them away piecemeal until then he later on sort of had a decent armored force which could take on, let's say, a King Tiger, but he then proceeded to split up and get it knocked out a piece, which again didn't really help him out. I mean, if you are going to go for armor as the Americans, you really need to sort of focus it in some rather serious punches. I mean, you can't really take on German armor one-on-one. That was rather sort of one of the major problems for him. Of course, the other one was all the mines. He did try a bit with minesweepers. He didn't have full success with the minesweepers. And again, one of the things that helped the Wehrmacht player really was that extensive minefield all along this road and here and pretty much everywhere else. It really made it much more difficult for the American player to move about. It really rendered him a lot more less maneuverable. He lost a lot of vehicles to mines. I mean, 2 armored cars basically gone thanks to mines. Sherman gone to mines. Really, those mines were excellent and great usage of mines. Excellent. Exemplary use of mines, even, I would say. In fact, I would recommend all players curious about mines to actually watch this replay again, to sort of, or watch this episode for the sake of mines alone. But there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.